We know President Trump to be very single-minded. What would happen if he sort of unilaterally decided to withdraw all U.S. troops?
Well, Afghanistan is preparing for its own self-reliance, and we have been doing that for the past decade. It would put a lot of pressure on our country if there was a decision to withdraw troops without giving us time to prepare for it. But we have been preparing in some ways and forms for the past decade or so. I personally believe that I think we both have invested in this partnership, that any precipitous withdrawal would not be beneficial to either countries.
So what would you lose if the United States were to take away?
Well, a lot of our security support depends on the United States. That said, we have been trying to, like I said, to move towards self-reliance. So some of our dependencies are largely on technical matters. For example, air support, surveillance capabilities, those advanced intelligence and capabilities that we still don't have or are not sufficiently capable at executing yet.
Both the United States and the Taliban have vowed to double down in their fight now. Are you preparing for the worst?
This year, like I said, has been total offensive for us. It has been one of the toughest fights of the year of this period in the last 2 decades. We are prepared to defend the Afghan people and the Afghan nation against all sorts of threats.
But there are those who say that your fight with the Taliban is not America's problem; it's Afghans' problem.
Well, again, that's what my point was too. We still think there is a threat, not just to us. We think there is a threat to the United States, all of our allies. We believe there is still a threat to both you and to us. We will do what we have to do to defend ourselves, and we hope that you will see what we see here, and come to, I think, a decision that would be in your interest.
One of the conditions of these talks, although the talks are at least on hold, who knows what's going to happen in the future, was that the Taliban would have agreed to no longer harbor international terrorist organizations, as happened with Al-Qaeda. Can the Taliban even be trusted to honor that commitment?
In this case, to believe that the Taliban, who ideologically agree with Al-Qaeda, would prevent Al-Qaeda from achieving the objectives that the Taliban believe in, I think is perhaps a non-starter for me. And whatever they say, in their ranks today, there are all kinds of terrorists fighting from all around the world. They have Chechens, Uzbeks, Arabs, Pakistanis, you name it, Chinese, all terrorists who wish to terrorize the democratic world
Internationally.
They are here. They're fighting with the Taliban in their rank and file. And if they were given an opportunity to target outside of Afghanistan, they would do it, at a heartbeat.
How important has the presence of U.S. troops been to the mission here over the years?
Well, it's been critical, but it's been mutually important for us, both for us when it comes to support, but for the United States as well. I mean, Al-Qaeda originated from here. We still have remnants of Al-Qaeda in certain pockets of the country. We also see ISIS, and we have seen ISIS connections to the rest of the world. So it's sort of a mutual interest in this.
What does the United States bring to the fight?
Expertise. They bring expertise when it comes to technical expertise, support when it comes to air as well as the ground. But we do the fighting. We are involved in, it's our fight, and it's with the help of the United States, which we appreciate it. The terrorist networks that are in Afghanistan are not only a threat to Afghanistan, but for the rest of the world. As I said, we have seen connections, communications between ISIS fighters and some Al-Qaeda here and Europe and the United States. So it is in our both interests to fight ISIS and Al-Qaeda.